we're friends on Facebook, so I see your posts, and I noticed among your posts, you pointed out that Duterte will have to go through extradition as a process. And if you look at PD 1069, that means going to the regional trial court to approve a petition for extradition. However, there's also talk na baka idiretso siya sa The Hague tonight without going to that process. So can you enlighten us? Ano ba talaga, what really is the situation here? Is the president supposed to undergo that process, or can that be skipped?
Yes, because the framework really, we have the extradition law and the framework for all things pertaining to someone being sent away because he's being sought by another court. Is that you have to go through an extradition. Now, the question there is that under the extradition law, you need to have a legal basis, a treaty. And of course, we have already withdrawn from the Rome Statute.
Yes, sir.
So that's actually the legal conundrum here for the government. There's the option of actually sending him straight to The Hague, but there's no precedent. There's no precedent for that because we've always had that framework that still stays as we speak right now. But I think that what the government has done so far is an implicit recognition of the Supreme Court's obiter in Pimentel versus Cayetano.
Of residual obligations.
A residual obligation, yes. And that means that the president has
Attorney,
recognized...
covered ba yung extradition law, covered ba yung ICC case? Medyo iba kasi yung kaso niya, di ba?
Well, yes, because actually the Rome Statute itself, Article 59, recognizes the national law as the framework for determining the propriety of a provisional arrest. So the Rome Statute itself requires a state to have such a procedure for extradition. That's Article 59 of the Rome Statute, specifically paragraph 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, let's try to drill this down in layman's language, sir.
Meron bang violation na nangyari, attorney? No? Meron bang violation dito sa prosesong ito? At kung merong violation, ano yung recourse nung mga na-violate?
Wala pong violation, kasi sa tingin ko po, kinilala po ng pamahalaan na meron nga tayong obligasyon, yung residual obligation.
Opo. Opo.
Kasi alam po ninyo,
At may obligasyon nga daw tayo, di ba, sa Interpol. Yan ang sinasabi ng DOJ. Nagsalita din yung Prosecutor General ngayon, sabi niya. Ngayon lang, sabi niya, due process daw was followed in serving the warrant. Yan ang sabi niya.
Meron pong 2005 agreement yung ICC at Interpol tungkol po sa mga bagay na yan. Ngayon, nakalagay po doon sa agreement nila na saklaw lamang po nito yung mga bansa na miyembro po ng Rome Statute. Ibig sabihin po nito, kung hindi po natin tinuturing na meron po tayong residual obligation, wala pong business yung Interpol na humingi ng tulong na sa atin para i-impose po yung red notice at magkaroon ng provisional warrant of arrest laban kay Pangulong Duterte.
Pero dahil may residual obligation, therefore obligado tayo.
Opo, ayun po yung sabi ng Korte Suprema sa kanilang obiter sa Pimentel versus Cayetano.
Opo.
At yun din po yung tunguhin ng desisyon ng Appeals Chamber ng ICC noong nakaraang taon patungkol po sa apilan ng Pilipinas.
So I guess yung bahagi yun medyo malino na. Pero sir, yung tanong na kung pwede nang ilipad ngayong hapon mismo, ngayong gabi mismo si Pangulong Duterte sa The Hague o hindi pa. Ano ho ba talaga ang doon? Ano ba talaga yung sinasabi ng batas?
Well, another view po ay ganito, since the President is the chief foreign policy architect, right? He can make that decision and say, well, I think that we can do it and just send him directly to The Hague. But there will be, I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions about that.
Pero attorney, kung siya ay mailipad na sa The Hague, tapos may reklamo yung kanyang mga kasama, anong legal recourse nila? Nailapad na siya. So, magsasampa sila ng kaso, impeachment laban sa presidente, o magsasampa sila ng kaso sa Philippine National Police, etc. So ano magiging recourse nila? Di ba magiging moot and academic na yan kung sakaling mailipad siya in 20 minutes sa Den Haag?
Well, that of course is now going to be subject to the Philippine political processes, ano? Question na naman yan, ano? Pero doon po sa The Hague actually, meron pong recourse si Pangulong Duterte dahil kung maalala po ninyo, yung kaso nga po nung apela ng Pilipinas doon po sa appeals chamber ng ICC, sinabi po doon na meron pagkakataon si Pangulong Duterte na questionin po yung jurisdiction ng ICC pagdating po sa pre-trial chamber.
Pero di ba tapos na yun, attorney? Pero di ba nagbotohan na yung ICC tungkol dyan?
Ang sabi ko kasi doon, na yung boto po na yun, pertinent po yun sa preliminary investigation. Yung legality, ano po. Pero meron po doon, nagbigay po ng puwang na kaunti. Nagsabi na maaari pong dalhin yung usapin mismo ng jurisdiction doon sa proseso po ng issuance ng arrest warrant. Because that is going to be the first time that the President is actually allowed to appear on his own behalf before the ICC.
But the fact that they've already done a preliminary investigation and it has progressed to issuing a warrant, which means in their terms, in legal terms pala, they have reasonable grounds to believe that a person has committed a crime. You're saying is President Duterte can still question the jurisdiction at that point, but what are the chances that it will fly? Because yun nga, nag-progress na, we were just talking about this during the break, maraming stages na yan. There was a stage where the Philippines was given a warning to say that the ICC is monitoring alleged crimes here. Tapos nag-progress to preliminary investigation. Tapos ito na nga, nag-progress na to the issuance of a warrant. What are his chances here?
Well, you know, if you read the decision, actually, there was a fine line taken there by the majority because they actually recognized that the procedure there was only the office of the prosecutor. It was not yet the full-blown proceeding where the respondent, in this case Duterte, was able to participate. So it's a very technical question, you know, and it can go actually either way. There's still the majority, still a 3-2 majority, and there's no saying that the pre-trial chamber will not go the way that the appeals chamber actually took in the appeals process.
Nabalitaan namin, attorney, na si Attorney Torion, yung abogado ni Kibuloy, ay nag-file na sa Supreme Court ngayon. Nag-file na siya ng certiorari, no?
Wait, sorry. To clarify, we don't know if na-file na, but we got a copy of the petition for certiorari and prohibition.
Magiging relevant ba yan kung sakaling lilipad na siya in 25 minutes?
At tama po yun. Actually, kung maalala ko niyo, I was actually one of those who argued before the court against the unilateral withdrawal by the President of our obligations under the Rome Statute. That's Pimentel. And in that case, the court said, Obiter 15-0, that there is a duty to cooperate. And that's the basis for why the ICC has jurisdiction, according to the court, for things that happened when we were still a party. So that's going to be the full question of jurisdiction that was not directly touched to Pimentel. This time around, it's going to be front and center before the Supreme Court.
Attorney, tinatanong ni Ronald, kung madala na si President Duterte doon ngayong gabi, pwede pa ba siya maiuwi uli dito?
Sa palagay ko po, ano, kasi po, sa rules nga po ng ICC mismo, sinasabi doon na yung batas ng custodial state, this case, the Philippines, ang susundin patungkol po doon sa proseso ng extradition.
Pero kung
so that can be a, of course, that can be a point that that can be raised by the President's lawyers in the Hague when the proper time comes.
So, in other words, sir, kung sakali lang na makakuha ng TRO ang kapo ni Pangulong Duterte o ni Bato at nakaalis na si Pangulong Duterte dito, maaari siyang ipabalik.
Oh, pwede bang pabalikin
Well, I
niya?
wouldn't
Pwede ba
really-
siya pabalikin
I really
dito?
can't
Nandun na siya sa
speculate
ICC.
except to say-
Oh, hawak na siya ng ICC eh.
Yes, that, we also have precedent from international law of a case kung saan po, meron po isang war criminal, the famous case of Eichmann.
Adolf
Si
Eichmann.
Eichmann po ay dinukot ng mga Israeli mula
Opo,
po sa
in
Argentina
Argentina.
para sa politics sa Israel, di ba?
Opo.
So dumating po yan sa kaso sa ICJ, sabi ng ICJ, pwedeng pakiwalayin yung issue ng irregularity ng pagdadala sa kanya sa korte at yung validity at legality ng pag-release sa kanya. Magkahiwalay daw po yun
Okay.
ayon sa ICJ.
Okay. So hindi masisira ang mismong kaso dahil lamang doon sa I suppose accessory issue
Pagdala.
ng pagdala sa kanya.
Sa irregularity. Meron po tayong precedent na ganun, ano? And that can be considered also as one of the arguments for the prosecution.
Kasama yata yung lolo ko doon
So,
pumuli kay
Adolf Eichmann.
once na-extradite na siya, attorney, he has to stay there all the way through to the end of the trial, correct?
Well, doon po sa rules ng ICC, pwede nga siyang mag-file ng bail. Pwede po siyang mag-ask ng interim release. Depende po yan sa reasons that he can raise and also the appreciation with the court of the propriety of giving it interim release. That's also possible.
Pero attorney, you're referring to bail while here in the Philippines or you're referring to bail while there in
while
The Hague?
there.
In The Hague.
Pwede po ngayon, kung gusto niya, halimbawa nagkaroon po ng extradition proceeding, pwede po siya mag-file ng bail. Pwede din po
Parang
doon.
walang,
Wala naman po.
attorney, parang walang bail
wala
sa
naman po-
ICC. Parang walang bail
Pwede po
doon
siya
pag
mag-bail dito.
hawak ka
So,
na nila.
Meron
Oo,
po-
kasi ano
ang
yun,
tinuturo
flight
po kasi
risk ka
sa
yun eh. Pag nasa
Article 59,
ICC ka eh.
Oo.
Abok, I think
Meron po-
he's referring to Rome Statute Article 59. It says there
Oh,
na
meron po-
in the process of extradition at nandun pa sa custodial country yung extraditee
Yep,
and the
opo.
process is ongoing, the extraditee has the right to file for bail.
Hindi, kaya nga sinasabi,
Yeah.
kung nandun na siya sa Den Haag,
Oo, or
Hindi
dito
na-
sa Pilipinas.
Doon
pag
ba
nandun
ay
na
pwede siyang mag-bail?
Pag actually, I didn't hear attorney's answer. Attorney, can you answer that again? Sorry. Pwede ba mag-bail, mag-file ng bail
Yes,
once
I'm
nasa
talking
Hague?
about
pag nasa Hague
Yes,
na,
I'm talking about the interim release pending bail, ano? So, not sure. I don't think that bail will still be appreciated.
yun.
But when he is there, I have not actually encountered a case where such a bail was allowed outside of the custodial state.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Pang
logistics-wise, yung bail pwede for as long as
Nandito
he's
lang.
here lang.
Tama.
Logistics-wise,
Yes,
pag
under Article 59.
let's
Opo.
say na-extradite na, he has to stay there the whole time until the end of the trial, correct?
Yes.
He will be detained essentially sa The Hague.
Attorney,
Sa po,
on
opo.
another point, ang lagi kasing sinasabi ni ex-human rights lawyer Harry Roque, siya lang ang pwedeng mag-represent kay Digong sa ICC. So, ang sinasabi ngayon, si Bebot Bello daw ang haharap. Pwede ba yon? Di ba dapat accredited ka ng ICC para humarap sa kanilang trial?
Hindi ko po talaga alam yung details na yan, no? Because there's of course, an international criminal bar. If you are not able, if you don't have resources, the court itself will
Will
appoint
provide.
a defense counsel. Yes.
Parang
But you
PAW.
have the option to hire your own lawyer.
Okay.
Okay.
So many interesting things.
Sige.
Teka ha. Merong post si Baste Duterte.
Yun na nga yung statement that we read out loud, but I think may...
No. They're insisting that PRRD get on a plane. Ito ba? One
ito
article
na yung
pa to.
latest, oh.
Nandun na yata yung plane sa Villamor na magdadala sa kanya sa Den Haag. Meron yatang chartered plane. Mukhang hindi naman siya ibabalik sa China eh.
Okay. Well, Atty. Bagares, have we missed out on anything else? Baka meron pang is there anything else that needs nuancing here as far as you can tell?
You know, of course, we have examples before where there was no extradition proceeding, but this applies to foreigners who are being sought by their
Okay.
by their states of origin. Okay, but what the DOJ did in those cases was to just abused immigration rules, they were deported.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
Because that's
in
our
this
right naman
case,
eh.
we have Duterte, who is the national of the Philippines, and the framework really that we are familiar with is that there should be an extradition. But as I said, the president, of course, can always say, well, it's my prerogative as chief architect of foreign policy that we should just send him straight to The Hague.
But can he do that? I mean, I know he's chief architect and all that, but there's no president for that.
As I said, the presidents we have are not on point, are not on all fours
Yes, sir.
with the Duterte situation.
But
Yes, sir.
he seems to have a bit of leeway in this case.
Okay. Very interesting, very informative, also very confusing.
Walang presidents kasi.
Sorry, I hope I did
Ang
try to
presidente
explain
dito
it
eh.
in the simplest terms.
Unprecedented.
Pero si
Okay.
Ed kasi is learned eh.
Learning. Ano naman, no?
Learning.
Okay, maraming salamat. Atty. Romel Bagares. Si Atty. Romel, used to be a reporter, ha?
Talaga?
Oo, di ba,
ng
sir?
Philippine Star.
Philippine Star.
Medyo
Namin.
marami rin yung pinagsamahan namin ni attorney dati. Huwag na natin sabihin kung ano yung pinagsamahan
Kumusta po?
natin, attorney.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
Attorney
Oo nga
Bagares.
po. At, of course,
Thank
may
you,
purpose.
attorney.
Thank you,
Thank you,
attorney.
Sige
Long
po.
time no see.